I'm 77. That smattering of applause in the comedy, we call that a sympathy applause. But I should know better than to go to the Dominican Republic and do stand-up paddleboarding. That's S-U-P. The young guys call it SUP. As opposed to what I do up here, suck. That's S-U-C, stand-up comedy. Well, I went to a little isolated beach, and a little wave was going to take my board from me. I says, I can win this bout with Mother Nature. So I grabbed a little rope handle at the back of the board and held on tight. I won. I still had the board, but not all my hand. Yeah, I knew I was in trouble when I looked down and saw 2 broken fingers, and my index finger was dangling by some skin. Blah, 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 blah. It wasn't funny at the time. And there I stood in the water. In Spanish, they have a word for that, shark bait. Well, I noticed, and I was so proud because I didn't break one fingernail. I tried to get some help by using my extensive Spanish vocabulary. Emergencia! Young guy came over and took my board so I could go out to the road and hitchhike into town. The first car, and I couldn't even hitchhike right with my hand that way. First car passed me by, and all they did is wave. Well, would you stop for a guy barefoot wearing nothing but a wet black hat, little wet red blood, and wet black Speedos? Well, the next car was an old guy, and he picked me up. He says, "Oh, I see by your Speedos that your mother's religious." Well, Mother always said, "Louis, always wear clean underwear." So we stopped by my hotel, and I put on some cargo shorts and a grubby t-shirt. Mother would not have been proud. If I hadn't been in a rush, I would have put on clean, dry underwear. Mother would have been proud, until finding out that with only one hand that the old man would have to tuck me in. Well, in the hospital, the nurse took me up to my room and gave me a hospital gown and just stood there. She didn't speak English, so I motioned to the door. She let me know that I needed to take off everything. And I have a little modesty, very little. And she stood there and watched the whole operation. I think she wanted to make sure I had everything. Oh, except a foreskin. I'm sure glad this section came tonight. Well, I'm glad all of you came. Well, back in my hotel that night, I found that I couldn't do much with my hand. I couldn't even engage in my favorite evening activity I like to do while on the internet, holding my pencil and taking notes. I hope by spring I'll be able to make a tight fist and hold my center finger erect so I'll have the proper equipment for driving in New York City. And you'll think of me next time you get some chicken fingers. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. And you'll also think of me if you get a t-shirt, I'll have them out there. And then you'll have something to remember me by and something for, well, maybe next time you go to your emergency room. Hey, you're great. Thank you very much. Now please put your hands together for the great, for the awesome Carrie Gallagher.